Ellie has opened a cupcake shop and customers are starting to buy her cupcakes. But Ellie has an important question. How many cupcakes does she need to sell before she actually starts making money? To answer that, we need to look at and understand three key ideas. We need to understand revenue. We need to understand contribution. I'm going to put it over here. And break even. Right, I'm going to put that over here. Okay. So revenue is the money that comes in. It is your sales. It is not the profit. It is purely the money coming in. Okay. And the revenue formula is revenue is equal to price times quantity. Okay. So if Ellie sells 100 cupcakes, that's going to be my quantity, and she's charging £2 per cupcake, my revenue is going to be £200. Okay, so let's have a look at the costs, because we need to know if she's made a profit. So on this side, we know the revenue is the money coming in, so of course costs is the money going out to what she's spending. And we know that cost is total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay. So every cupcake costs her £1 to make. That's her variable cost, and we know she's made 100 cupcakes. So her variable cost is going to be £100. Oh, did she make 100 cupcakes? Yes, she did. Okay. We know that her rent is £300. That's her fixed cost. So 300 plus 100 is, oops, we made a pound sound, £400. Okay, so we know her total cost. But we need to know how much every cupcake she makes contributes towards paying this fixed cost over here, because this isn't changing, and we need to know how many cupcakes to make to pay for that. So we need to work out our contribution. Now the contribution is the amount, let's write it down, the amount each cupcake or sale or output contributes or puts towards, I'm going to say puts towards, it contributes towards the fixed cost, and then later to profit. Okay. So for contribution, we do have a formula. So we've got contribution, let's run out of space. Contribution is equal to selling price minus variable cost. Okay, and it's variable cost per cupcake, okay, per output. So the selling price for each cupcake is £2, and her variable cost for each cupcake, what it costs to make one cupcake, is £1. So Ellie's contribution is £1. Okay, so every cupcake contributes £1 cupcake, £1, sorry, towards her rent. So the first £300 of contribution will cover Ellie's fixed costs. Where's her fixed costs? Over here. It'll cover this. Can you see that? It's going to cover her fixed costs. After that, any additional contribution then goes towards profit. And this is why it becomes so useful. It helps us work out break even. Now, break even is a very interesting concept. It's the point at which these costs over here, all costs, now equal, I'm going to put an equal sign, the revenue, the money coming in. Can you see that? Break even is when this money coming in equals this money going out. Okay, there's no profit, there's no loss, it's equal. Okay, so break even output, right, is the formula. Output is the amount, okay, the amount that she needs to make. So break, and I'm going to use abbreviations, break even output is equal to the fixed cost divided by the contribution per cupcake. Okay, so contribution. We know that her contribution, we worked it out over here, per cupcake is £1. We know that her fixed costs over here was £300. So we've got 300 divided, nice easy numbers, by £1 means her break-even output must be 300 cupcakes. She must make and sell 300 cupcakes so that her costs equal her revenue. Can you see that? Okay. So let's check. If Ellie sells those 300 cupcakes, her revenue, let's say she's going to make 300 cupcakes, I'm going to write it over here, 300 cupcakes at, remember there were £2 a cupcake, so 300 cupcakes at £2 a cupcake. What's her revenue going to be? It's going to equal 600. I'm going to put it over there. Okay. Remember that her costs must equal her sales. The money going out must equal the money coming in order for her to break even. We know that at 300 cupcakes, she's going to make £600. Okay. And what are those total costs? Well, she's got the fixed costs of 300 for rent, and for 300 cupcakes times £1 of variable cost per cupcake, her variable costs are going to be 300. And look at that. That equals that. So her 300 cupcakes is her break-even point. So she now knows that she needs to make 300 cupcakes for her business to survive, for it to break even. Okay? She's not started making money. She's not losing money. She is just breaking even. But what if she starts to sell 350 cupcakes? Is she now making a profit? If she sells 250 cupcakes, is that a profit or is that a loss?